story coming from work.com talks about the Shopify boss as the retail landscape has changed forever. Zero in on one part here. It says, what we're seeing is a tale of two retail worlds. On one side, you have those resistant retailers. They're looking to go back to the status quo. They're just waiting for this pandemic to be over so they can go back to doing things the way they always did. But that's not going to be the case. And on the other side, you have those that are resilient retailers and they are future-proofing their business. Dan, what are your thoughts here?
Well, you got to talk about Harley Finkelstein, don't you?
It keeps throwing me back to what was Jim Carrey, the pet detective? Wasn't that the kicker's name? Finkelstein?
Finkelstein.
Laces out, man. Okay, anyway.
So here we are, Harley Finkelstein. He's talking about, Harley, right? CEO at Shopify. He's talking about, the world of retail 2030 is here and here now. What old Harley's really talking is we have retail grandpas and grandmas versus the evolved retail children. Us old farts want to sit around on the porch and talk about the good old days. Take me back to simpler times. Remember when we could just open our front door and a customer would walk in and they would buy things from us, and that's what we want to talk about.
So good.
Remember when? Here, the retail children, just want to talk about tomorrow. They're obsessed with growth and how to achieve it. I mean, think about your own kids. They look forward, not backwards. How often does that young person in our life, not age, but young, talk about yesterday? They only talk about tomorrow. And this is the world of retail 2030, not retail 2020 or 21. We've said, hey, we've got to bring this thing forward. This is a retail revolution, man. The oppressed consumer is fighting back against today's restricted rules of engagement. This is why we're seeing 5 and 10x growth in our online performance. It's because of the oppressed consumer. It's not because we are this evolved society of retail. It's the consumer that's pushing us. It's the oppression that's forcing that consumer to shop differently. And how we respond is paramount. Totally. It dictates our future, right? This is why Shopify has seen increased sales of 113% or $30 billion in this quarter over Q2. In that Q3. These guys are in the midst of a revolution, and following every revolution in our history comes evolution. We need to spend more time on tomorrow and less energy on yesterday. Nobody cares about yesterday anymore, except us old farts in our rocking chairs that want to reminisce.
Yeah.
Right? This evolved retailer is saying, how do I capture her? How do I get in front of her? Where do I need to be? We can't fight back. There is no going back to the way it was.
Genie's out of the bottle.
It's out of the bottle. Consumers have figured out that they can shop with me online. They're going to do that because of its speed and convenience. Yeah. Hey, I've got 15 minutes now. I'm going to do some shopping at Bella Moss. Okay, why? Well, because I don't have the 30 minutes it takes me to drive there and back. Right? The thing that's in most demand from all of us, even at home in our pajamas, is time. We don't have the time. And speed and convenience is how retail is won. How can I make it fast, and how can I make it easy and still give you superior experience? This is the evolution that we're faced with today. And the retailers that are waiting for things to go back, they died 9 months ago, man.
Well, the challenge, coupled with the excitement of looking forward, is the ones who are just trying to go back to the way it was. It was within a very defined, smaller model. And you just described a few different ways to do business with people that really weren't there 6-9 months ago. And that's totally exciting because you're opening up all these new channels, these new ways to connect with customers, to grow your business. That we got 5 years of change inside of about a 6-month window,
right?
But it ain't going back that way.
It's never going to go back.
And sped up.
Yeah, Rob, I am never going to get on this kick that we don't need brick and mortar retail. The best online retailers in the world, the best e-commerce retailers in the world are opening brick and mortar stores. Your brick and mortar store is becoming an advertising medium. We still need to have human interaction. We're never going to the way of not interacting. We're always going to be going back to an eventual, brick and mortar store. But those of us that have the ability to capture sales outside of our four walls are the ones that are going to be here for decades to come. The ones that are relying on door swings, we're going to be challenged. And listen, I'm this guy. I have evolved. Ask me a year ago.
100%.
I'd have shot you for trying to close my brick and mortar store to go online. But we've evolved. And that's part of the point of recognition that's required here. We're in an evolutionary period. This evolutionary period is forced on us by revolution. I mean, one of the greatest things in business is the ability, to face revolution with evolution, to evolve from where we are. This is what we need to do.
Yep, here we are. Roll with it.
Roll with it. Figure shit out. That's what you do.
Yes. I know. Again, back to, I know it can be frustrating when you're trying, I wish is that I said before, an old newspaper guy. Yeah, right. I wish there was like one media for everyone to go to. I'll put my one ad there and that's that. Right? But the excitement of all the different channels that you can really tap into, I think I would, move that frustration into that excitement category, harness that and look for those different ways. And I really do believe you're going to find some ways to do business that just were never there before and present a great opportunity for growth.